Yo, what up, YouTube Live? Alright, let me double check first. Are we live right now? I don't think we're live yet. Yeah. Oh, my internet's slow. Ah, man. I'm telling you, bro. Don't get Spectrum. Alright. Ah, here we go. Just want to make sure that we're live. How's it going, everybody? Real quick now. I'm in the middle of uploading my latest new video review. Obviously, because my internet is slow, it's gonna take a while. So I figured let's take a brief moment to talk about this topic because this hit the web about 5 hours ago, and of course, um, it comes from a website that's uh, very infamous for like clickbait articles and stuff like that. What up, Chad? Chad is here. Hello, Chad. And the website is Screen Rant. So we gotta take Screen Rant. Anything that comes with from Screen Rant, anything that comes from Screen Rant, we gotta take it not at face value, but with a grain of salt. But here's the quote that they got. It's regarding Patty Jenkins. Now, Patty Jenkins is this lady right here, next to Gal Gadot. Patty Jenkins is the director of the two Wonder Woman movies that you've seen so far. The first one in 2017, and then the last year one, Wonder Woman 1984. So apparently, according to Screen Rant, uh, Patty Jenkins was at this past CinemaCon, uh, and this is from via LA Times, I believe. So it's not exactly an exclusive by Screen Rant. Let me make this big. So Jenkins participated in a panel, in a Q&A panel sort of deal, at the CinemaCon, and they were discussing the topic of the recent boom of streaming platforms supported by the global pandemic. Because this past year, during the pandemic, theaters closed down, and of course, a lot of streaming services saw a rise in subscription. In reflecting on original films produced by streaming platforms, Jenkins opined that the titles all did not appear real and supported her opinion with a lack of discussion about them reaching her. See what Jenkins said below, and this is her direct quote. Aren't you seeing it? All of the films that streaming services are putting out, I'm sorry, they look like fake movies to me. I don't hear about them. I don't read about them. It's not working as a model for establishing legendary greatness. Okay, so much to unpack here. By the way, this is an image of Aaron Paul from that Breaking Bad Netflix movie. Remember that the sequel movie. Um, so let's just start with the fact that she says, "I don't hear about them. I don't read about them." She makes it seem as if like, hey, if I don't watch them, if I never heard about them, then they suck. It's like, so those movies have to filter themselves through you, like you're the, I don't know, you're this sentient being of like, hey, if I don't hear about them, if I hear about them, if I heard them, then yeah, those are great movies. Those are real movies. They're not fake movies. I gotta. I don't know. Maybe I'm exaggerating, but that statement right here just sounds so conceited, so entitled, and it's like, just because you don't hear about them, it doesn't make it fake. It doesn't make that the movies are not real just because you don't watch them, just because you don't read about them. Seriously, I mean, you think too much of yourself. You think too much of yourself, Patty Jenkins, and nobody thinks that highly of you. But you're like, oh, if I don't. Okay, so that's the first point. Second point, I'm working my way to the first part of the sentence here, but second point, it's not working as a model for establishing legendary greatness. All right, let's pause there. Um, Let me ask you, Rama Screen fans, Rama Screen viewers everywhere, Oh, Chad is Chad says fake movies like WW84, right? I'm not a fan of Wonder Woman 1984 last year. A lot of people were praising it. I did not like it. I thought it was a terrible sequel, with the exception of the intro, the beginning parts when it was like a tribute to Richard Donner Superman. I love that when when she was going around saving everybody, including the mall. That was great, right? But the whole whatever comes after that was just so. It's just the movie was so bloated. It was a bloated mess. But anyway, let me dissect this last part. It says it's not working as a model for establishing legendary greatness. Let me ask you guys: does every movie have to be legendary great? I mean, like, really, really, does it? Can we have a movie, just a simple movie that we can, a funny one that we can laugh at, a thriller one that we could be like really tense about, something simple, something 90 minutes, freaking Wonder Woman 1984 was like almost 3 hours long. What the heck, man? It didn't even say anything at all. I'd rather have a 90-minute movie, that's not legendary great, but it's entertaining, but it's amusing, it's an escape from my daily life. I'd rather have that than to go to Wonder Woman 1984 and feel so bored by it. I mean, like, really, I think in her mind is like, oh, if it, if I don't hear about them, if I don't read about them, they're not true. What is that? That's something that people say about the UFOs. That's not something people say about. That's not something people say about movies. And then it says, if it's not legendary greatness kind of movie, then it's fake. Because every movie has to be like Wonder Woman and Batman and Superman, and every movie has to be that caliber. Like, no, there's this thing called indie film. There's this thing called Sundance films. Oh man. And what really saddens me is that Patty Jenkins started out in the indie circuit, in the small film circuit, before she made it big with the studios. So it's just like she it sounds like she forgot where she came from. It sounds like she has abandoned, where she came from, and that's not cool. Chat says she may not hear or read about them, but she'll probably take a big check from them. Elbow cuff. That is correct. That is correct. Um, so, which leads me to my the which leads me to the last point, the first point of this statement, the first part of it. Aren't you seeing it? All the films that streaming services are putting out, I'm sorry, they look like fake movies to me. Again, to you, really. So to me, they don't look like fake movies. I mean, who died and made you the arbitrator for what is real and fake? Like, just because, you know what, Patty? My response to that part of your statement, I'm gonna pull the dude from the Big Lebowski movie. All right, let's do this, guys. The Big Lebowski. Yeah, that's kind of like your opinion, man. That's your opinion, man. Says the dude from the Big Lebowski. All right. So, okay, you think they're fake? I don't think they're fake. I guess it's a you say I say situation. Um, so and she's like, "Aren't you seeing this?" Yeah, I'm seeing it, and I don't think they're fake. So it is just funny. This is just funny, man. This is a funny quote overall. Blacktastic Media's here. What up, Blacktastic Media? By the way, great YouTube channel. Go check them out. Hollywood is having a hard time grasping that streaming services are turning into major studios. That's right, especially after the pandemic this past year, and also, it's still going on with the Delta variant. Pandemic is still happening. We're not over it yet. I mean, the theaters are back open, of course, but at a limited capacity, and I think that's why Disney wants to release their movies on Disney Plus. That's why Scarlett Johansson is pissed about that, and she's suing them. So we're not there yet. Of course, streaming services are taking the big chunk of the pie from the theaters, and then it's totally understandable because of the times. And you know, a lot of people also don't want to spend too much, man. Like I went to the movie theaters, I think 2 weeks ago. I forgot what movie it was. Maybe it was Shang-Chi. No, Shang-Chi was no, no, no. It was man. Anyway, I can't remember on top of my head, but one of those press screenings. But even though it was press screening and I don't have to pay for the ticket, I still, you know, because I'm hungry, I pay for the food, the concession, and for popcorn, and I believe it was root beer, and the popcorn is only medium size, it's not even large. Root beer like the smallest one because it's fountain drink. I can just refill it. Even for that size, man, it's like close to $20. I mean, like close to $20 I lost on just the concession alone. You know, imagine the ticket. I mean, to go to the theater right now just by yourself, you lose close to $25 by yourself. And then if you go on a date, you have to pay for the date, and it'll be like close to $50. It's like it's just like they're really draining. They're really like they might as well just like reach down your pocket and like grab your wallet. I'm like that's just it's insane, man. Um, Chat M says it's the equivalence of it's like Howard Stern saying podcasts are not great. Like right, it's this whole quote right here sounds like a it sounds like a hater quote. Like don't be a hater, you know what I'm saying? No, don't hate. You know what I'm saying? Like why you gotta hate? Nobody likes haters, really. And this sounds like she's hating. She's hating on streaming services, and it's not a good look on her. It's like it's not a good optics. Like really, really, after you put out something like Wonder Woman 1984, you think you can criticize other movies? Wonder Woman 1984 was terrible. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Maybe many of you guys liked it, that movie, but I didn't like it. So this is just funny, man. Let's go to Twitter to see some of the reactions from the people about this. Oh, let me refresh this. Oh, here it is. Okay. Latest? Is it latest or top? Let's go with top first. Let's go with top. Blacktastic Media. If I take the family to the movies, it's $80. Right? Right? Now, I know a lot of people complain about Netflix raising their price this past year. I totally get it. You know, it's uncool. But on the upside, you know, even if I pay $18 or if you pay 13 for 2 screens or $18 for 3 screens, you still get more out of it. You know what I'm saying? In the long run, compared to going once to the theaters. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not trashing theaters. I love the experience of theaters. I watched Shang-Chi and the Legend of Ten Rings, the Marvel Studios movie. That movie was made for theater screen, all right? Some movies are made for the big screen. Some experience are made for that, you know, but not all movies have to be that way, right? Just like not all movies have to be legendary greatness. No, we don't need every movie to be like freaking DC movie. Blacktastic Media, she bitter. So let's go to the some of the comments here. Some of them are funny. Some of them are really angry at Patty Jenkins. These are some of them are from regular folks. Some of them are from blue check people, you know, famous folks. Little Kurbo, Patty Jenkins says movies released on streaming services don't have the longevity or the cultural impact to become legendary. Counterpoint, High School Musicals 1 and 2 were TV movies and are more legendary than most films released in the last 2 decades. Okay, but counter argument, High School Musical movies were released back when streaming services were not around. So there's a hole to that argument there. But hey, you know, I get you, man. I get you. How many Netflix movies are on Criterion? How many Patty Jenkins movies are on Criterion? Good point. Okay. Let's see here. I wasn't a big fan of Wonder Woman 1984, but the anger towards Patty Jenkins today is a bit much. Okay, so apparently EM is on the defense of Patty Jenkins. Michael Moretti tweeted out these movies, these Netflix movies. Many of them were Oscar nominated. Sure, Patty Jenkins, these are fake movies. um, Lord Bashir says, did Patty Jenkins see Wonder Woman 1984? Burn! Um, Patty Jenkins is, of course, another byproduct of privilege and an aging Hollywood system. Disney gone put her film on Disney Plus. Um, Dahlia says, the only thing I dislike about movies going directly to streaming service is that it limits their chances to be released on disc. Okay, so I guess Dahlia is a big fan of Blu-ray format films, and that's fine. That's fine. Other than that, I don't care. Movies are movies, no matter where you watch them. I'm honestly tired of directors pushing for the theatrical experience. Um, Patty Jenkins is right about there being less buzz about streaming service movies, but I wouldn't be surprised if more people actually see a lot of those streaming movies than go see them in theaters. Just a guess, but I have a hunch. Patty Jenkins is salty because I don't want to spend $20 for the movie theater experience in a movie I might not even like. According to Patty Jenkins, Annette was fake. Annette is a movie that just came out on Prime Video, which is also a streaming service by Amazon. Love and Monsters was legendary. Fight me, Patty Jenkins. This movie came out on digital. It actually did not come out on streaming service. It only came out on like VOD stuff. Let's see here. Let's go to latest here. Patty Jenkins should have kept her mouth closed. Even though I'm not a fan of the day-to-day release model, I have to disagree with what she said. There are some films that were exclusively only for streaming that had a great cast. Story did earn awards attention. Now, okay, let's pause. Is there some... What's the word I'm looking for here? Is there some truth to what Patty Jenkins said? Well, if you look at streaming service movies like, for example, the one that just came out last night, Afterlife of the Party, right? Obviously, that movie is not Oscar worthy, right? It's not going to win any awards. So by Patty Jenkins' standard, yeah, it's not legendary great movie. It's not movie that she has ever heard about, and it's not a movie that she will ever watch. So by her standard, Afterlife the Party is fake. So I think when you throw in examples like The Irishman, right? The Irishman, which is a Netflix movie that won a lot of Oscars. I mean, that could, if you use Irishman as an argument, you can easily just like kick Patty Jenkins' statement like to the curb. Like, hey, what about The Irishman? But when you use the example of Afterlife of the Party, that just came out last night, it's like, okay, I get it. All right, it's not legendary great. You haven't heard about it. It's not gonna win any awards, but a lot of people enjoy it. I was kind of lukewarm, maybe a bit. I was enjoyed, but somewhat lukewarm about it. And some people might hate it. Some people don't, would watch Afterlife of the Party and they would come out hating it. But fact of the matter is, the movie is there on Netflix. A lot of people can watch it. A lot of people will have opinions about it. It doesn't make the movie less real because it's not award worthy, or it doesn't make it less real because it's not legendary great movies and stuff like that. You see what I'm getting at? It's easy to use The Irishman as an argument to debunk Patty Jenkins, of course, because The Irishman was amazing, right? Everybody agrees that Irishman was a fantastic movie. But I'm just trying to come at it from another angle, from a non-award worthy movie, and I think even Afterlife of the Party deserves viewing. It may not deserve like all the popularity, because people might have mixed opinions about it, but it doesn't mean that it's not worth watching, at least in my opinion. Um, see. Fatma says, how does Patty Jenkins continue to absolutely trash and be rude to other creatives and somehow kind of get away with it? But when Scorsese called a spade, everyone lost their minds. At least he had a level of appreciation for other projects. Okay, so this is a good thought because what Fatma is saying here, hey, when Martin Scorsese criticizes Marvel movies and called them theme park movies, everybody's like, oh, on the side of Martin Scorsese. Um, no, remember I told you we discussed about this. I it was mixed feelings for me because yes, Martin Scorsese had all the rights to trash other movies because because he's a legendary filmmaker. He's won Oscar and he's like one of the gods of cinema. But I also disagree with him in that in that respect. It's like, so what if they're theme park movies? Some people like theme park movies. I watch theme park movies sometimes. There's nothing wrong with that. So Martin Scorsese is also wrong in that regard. Like, you know, he earned the rights to criticize, because he's Martin freaking Scorsese. But he's also wrong in the fact that, like, hey, so what? We can only watch Raging Bull movies and that's it? No, we can watch spandex capes too if we wanna. So to respond to Fatma, it was mixed feelings for me about Scorsese, but I still regard him highly. And but to compare this to Patty Jenkins, it's a bit, I don't know, it's a bit orange and tomato. All right, not tomato and tomato, but orange and tomato because Martin Scorsese made a movie for Netflix. So I don't think he has any problem with streaming service movies. So Patty Jenkins obviously just wants theater, 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 and that's it. And she's trashing streaming service movies, which Martin Scorsese is a part of. So that's the difference. Um, Blacktastic Media says, oh, where is it? Okay. The Five Bloods was one of my favorite movies of last year, and it got no award recognition at all. Right? I was so angry when Delroy Lindo did not get a nomination. I was just, I get it. I get it. There can only be 5 nominees. I get it. It's not more than 5. But come on, at least put Delroy Lindo in there, in that company. He was amazing. And I'm afraid that what I fear is that that opportunity for Delroy Lindo, the level of the Five Bloods, will never come again. I feel like that was his one shot at glory. I thought that was his one shot at, kind of like Val Kilmer in The Tombstone, right? Val Kilmer in The Tombstone, he got snubbed by the Oscar. I was like, what in the world? That was his one opportunity. Who knows? Because obviously I'm right. Like after Tombstone, he had been doing movies that are not, on that same caliber level of award worthy. So Delroy Lindo, that was his one shot last year, and I was just like, I just fear that kind of opportunity doesn't come again for him. I hope it does. I hope it will. I just, that kind of opportunity always comes for folks like Denzel Washington, right? For folks like freaking Julia Roberts or something like that, because the scripts are always given to them. Like, here you go, the next Oscar-worthy roles. They always get that knock on the door, that ring on the phone. Delroy Lindo is like, oh, that was his one shot. Chad says Uncut Gems too. Yes, Adam Sandler. So who knows when Adam Sandler's next opportunity will come around. So, but yeah. Regal says Patty Jenkins' argument is very uncompelling. Like, you realize The Irishman is one of those. You made Monster and Wonder Woman. So you can say Judas and the Black Messiah or Mank or hundreds of others are fake. You don't know what you are talking about. You're done. I win. Bye bye. By the way, because the theaters were closed last year, remember what happened? The Academy changed their rules. So they made it possible, or they allow for movies that hit streaming service to also compete to be contenders for the Oscars this past year. So because the theaters were closed prior to the pandemic, the rules were, and I think they might have resumed to that rule again. The rules were, if you want your movie to be considered for award consideration for Oscar, your movie has to get this certain time of window of theatrical release. I forgot if it was 3 months or something like that, or maybe 2 months. You know, you have to be, you have to have your movie released theatrically for a certain time in order to qualify to get award consideration. So that was the rule. But the rule, they changed it last year, you know, because the theaters were closed. Nobody gets their movies released theatrically last year. So, so yeah, I mean, so basically, Patty Jenkins' statement is also a slap on those movies this past year. You know, they were like, "Hey, we finally, you know, we can qualify for the Oscars, and we don't have to release theatrically." It's like, what? Patty Jenkins says what? So she's basically minimizing those movies as well. You know, so like belittling them. Patty Jenkins made 2 garbage movies, but for some reason, only the second one is looked at as garbage. Ouch! I thought the first Wonder Woman was okay. The second Wonder Woman was terrible. Um, this is a silly take. Nolan has, and Patty Jenkins may have donated money and not said anything. I donated a bunch of other over the pandemic and haven't told anyone aside right here to contradict this take. Jenkins could feel it's in poor taste to talk about her donations. I'm not sure what Turkey Tabu Tabu is talking about there. Um, Patty Jenkins' only legendary movie was Monster, and no one knows what that is unless you say the Alien Wernos movie, the serial killer lady. Sister gets one blockbuster and starts walking around like her shit don't stank. Sit the F down, Patty. Like, so yeah, it's the same comment again. You can read it on Twitter. In conclusion, I get that Screen Rant posted this, you know, for clickbait, and it's working. Everybody's buzzing about it now, but it doesn't take away from the substance or the heart of the matter. In that, you know, it sounds like Patty Jenkins. You know, I'm not taking away the fact that she's a competent filmmaker. She knows how to make films. Okay, I'm not criticizing that. I'm criticizing her opinion in putting the theatrical experience or the theaters on a pedestal higher than streaming service movies. That's what I criticize her for. And I think, you know what, Patty, I know you're not going to watch this, but, you know, if it's out in the universe, I'm going to just say, hey, Patty, maybe go check out some of these so-called fake streaming service movies. You know, maybe take the time to actually read about them, hear about them, watch them. You know, sit down and take in, like, some of these streaming service movies are pretty good. You know, they're not that bad. They're not all of them are like, I know a lot of people think the Netflix movies, the original Netflix movies, feel like one of those straight to Redbox movies or straight to VOD movies, but you know, but Netflix produced. Not all of them. Not all of them. You know, some of them, yeah, maybe, but not all of them. I mean, let's see. I think what was the one that's recently released on Netflix that I really enjoyed? Oh, Gunpowder Milkshake. I know a lot of people hate that, but I liked it. So maybe, Patty, sit down and go check out Gunpowder Milkshake. It's a Netflix movie, you know, female-centric. You know, you make female-centric movies, right? So there you go. It's a nice fit. Go check it out. It's fun action film starring Karen Gillan, and I don't think Karen will take offense in you calling her movie fake. You know, just, you know, she would probably just challenge you to watch her movie and make your own opinion about it by actually sitting through it. Bob Pope says, okay, cool, it's clickbait. Yeah, it is clickbait. I'm not going to lie to you, because I was going to say whoever thinks this is dumb. Well, Patty Jenkins really actually said this quote. Other websites already run with it as well. But of course, it's the whole thing is trying to get everybody to go to your website and see what her quote is. So in Screen Rant, this outlet Screen Rant, remember they were in hot water last year. A lot of people were like hating on them because they received so much backlash because remember because after Chadwick Boseman died, like it was like on the night I think, yeah, on the night of Chadwick Boseman's death, like after his passing, just a few hours after his passing, Screen Rant tweeted out, oh, so here are our top 5 people who can replace Chadwick Boseman as the new Black Panther. And I was like, holy crap, that was like only like 1 or 2 hours after his passing, and Screen Rant was already like trying to clickbait, trying to like with that theory, and everybody was like trashing on them. So yeah, clickbait definitely is, but it doesn't take away from the fact that Patty Jenkins did say this. And Screen Rant is a really, really questionable outlet. So when you go to Screen Rant for anything, just take it with a grain of salt, okay? Bob Pope says Bright was a pretty good movie. Yes, Bright, Will Smith, Joel Edgerton. Come on now, and that girl with the dragon tattoo lady. That was a great movie. I like Bright, and they've been like talking about the sequel for years, and I'm like, when is the sequel? I want to see the sequel. I want to see Bright too. So hopefully that happens. I think David Ayer, right? Yeah, the Suicide Squad guy. So that's another example. Thank you for that, Bob. So yeah, Patty, go check out Bride. Patty, go sit down and watch Bride. You might like it. It might not be legendary great, right? You may not have heard about it before, right? But it doesn't mean it's not real. It doesn't mean it's fake. Go sit down and it'll blow your mind. Definitely. I love Bright. So yeah, that's it. That's my rant about this topic. I'm gonna go back to editing my video review now. Share your thoughts about this latest shenanigan. What do you think of Patty Jenkins' opinion? Does it have grounds for it? I mean, do you agree? Do you agree with what she says here? Or if you disagree, why? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. And as always, subscribe, subscribe, subscribe. Let's rock this. Thank you for tuning in, everybody. Bob Pope, Blacktastic Media, Chad M. Thank you for chatting with me. Subscribe. Let's rock this.